Hi and welcome back. Boy, am I ever excited to take you on a video tour of this motor coach. You know, especially when it says IWS Signature Series, I get extremely excited. And the reason is because this is a design that we're putting our name on, that we have extreme ownership in this particular motorhome design. For those of you that have been following us over the years, we've been really working hard on perfecting a mid-entry floor plan, trying to build a motorhome that's short, but yet has great living characteristics, is easy to drive, has turning a radius, and this is the motorhome. My life right now dictates that I have a tandem axle because we pull a stacker trailer. But if I wasn't, this would be the motorhome I would personally own. We start out with a Freightliner Cascadia 113 chassis, and if you look at this thing from the side, you'll notice it's real short in the hood. So the 113 chassis is actually about 13 inches shorter than a regular Cascadia. When we shorten that hood by 13 inches, we move the front axle back, which increases the turning radius and gives it great drivability, visibility when you're in the driver's compartment, and it just works fantastic. A lot of the things that we incorporated into our big 45-foot motorhomes, we brought right into this motorhome, or you might say we've taken the designs from here and moved them up. And that starts with the battery compartment here. As you can see, we've installed 3 8D batteries. Now these batteries, if you were to go buy them, they're about $1,000 a piece, and a lot of people probably wouldn't opt for them. But when we build these motorhomes, we try to build them the way we want. You know, we would do it ourselves. And it was interesting. I was in Moab this weekend with my family. We were up rock crawling and we bumped into a potential customer, and they came into our Renegade and they were like, wow, you know, you really do exactly what you say you do. And that is, I mean, my motorhome has 3 8D batteries in it. My motorhome and most of the ones we bring in fact, all of the Signature Series, we ask Renegade to install what's called ceramic temp coat. And if you look here in the photo, you'll see the black finish on the floor and the sidewalls. It's just a spray-on ceramic thermal insulation that helps us to hold heat inside the sewage compartment so that we can turn this coach into a full 4 seasons motorhome. The door on this is also insulated. Another thing that we do to make this a 4-season coach is we install the macerator sewage system. In normal septic systems, you're going to use a 3-inch black gravity drain hose. And for those of you new in the RV industry, you'll go into an RV park and you'll see the black hose or orange hose coming out. And typically you got to use a stair system or an expandable height stick. We install the macerator system with this smaller hose. It grinds up and emulsifies the byproduct and it pumps it out that little hose. But how all that relates to making this a 4-season coach is in the dead of winter, we don't have to have that sewage hose coming out of this box compartment. When you do that, you allow cold air to come in through the pipe and enter into the compartment. I know I've talked a lot about this, but I keep hearing from a lot of customers that they like being informed about all of these things that we do to these motorhomes and why we do it. For us, deleting a macerator or adding is as simple as adding a check mark to our Renegade order. We do run the risk of building coaches that are quite a bit or potentially could be more money than others out there. But on the other hand, we just feel it's the right thing to do in advising our customers, and that's why we put them on our Signature Series. There, I've said my piece about the sewage system. As we look in this water management compartment, the big thing I want to point out is that all the controls and functions are in one accessible compartment. You'll see you can dump your black tank, your gray tank. If you're going to fill the motorhome, you do it all inside of this compartment. You'll also notice a low point drain. There's 2 of them on there so that if you want to drain the water out for winterizing, it's very easy to do. There's also a pressurized spigot so you can screw a garden hose on there and wash the windshield off of your motorhome. So this panel that's gray is made out of aluminum, and Renegade uses a water jet to cut the lettering out. What I like about that is years down the road, the decals aren't gonna, erode. It's something that's very robust and very permanent. Here's the Cummins own-in quiet diesel 8,000 kilowatt. We think it's right sized for this particular motorhome. By putting the 8,000 kilowatt in, we're able to give you about 2.5 to 3 inches more ground clearance at the back of the motorhome. And we just think we've done a good job of sizing this as far as power. If you read the operations manual on it, Awning actually tells you it's better to run the generator for 2 to 3 hours than it is for 20 minutes. Don't be afraid to put thousands of hours on this generator. That's what it was designed to do. That's its happy place. This chassis is a 1,000,000-mile chassis. It's designed to get out on the road and go. The generators that are put in here are designed to be at a racetrack and sit there for 3 or 4 days and run non-stop. Everything is just built extremely well for the long haul. Now, as we move into the last compartment, you'll see that Renegade install a power wind electrical cord reel, and that's quite an expensive option. The reason we do it is about the first time you go out with 30 foot of 220 volt or a 50 amp power cord and you try to coil it up by hand, you'll see very quickly why we put the power cord reel in here. We just think it's a great feature. Another thing that I need to point out on all the storage compartment doors is that they're power locking with a remote control. Again, that's another option that we install on all of our Signature series. Another option that we have done at Renegade is we have this 110 outlet installed in that rear compartment. Seems inevitable you need to run a battery charger to charge a vehicle, or you want to run a power drill at the back of the coach. And we try to locate these power outlets to give you more option. There's also a 30 amp RV connection there, which is nice if you're pulling a stacker trailer like I do. You can just take the power cord from the stacker trailer and run it along the tongue and into the motorhome, and we'll use the motorhome generator to power it. Here's just a picture of the retract and release switch for the power cord reel. When it comes to options on these motorhomes, and I was reviewing the build sheet on this, and you'll see on the website where we say added options. The added options actually exceeded the standard options, so we have more added options than we do standard options on them. It's just a testament that when it comes to these Signature Series motorhomes, we are building the absolute best Renegade we can possibly build. Here we want to just run out the bedroom slides on it so you can see what they look like from the outside, and draw your attention to the paint and notice how the paint lines up really nice with the body side, so this coach looks just as beautiful with the slides out as it does with the slides in. You also notice we did all thermal pane flush mounted windows, which is another option on it. We did all of the slide outs have slide topper awnings on them to help keep the leaves and things from getting inside of your slides. Just a beautifully well appointed coach, and just a stunning coach when you see it in person. Another thing to point out, if you look at the front slide out, in between it you'll notice an LED scene light. We also have them on the back of the coach and then on the passenger side of the coach as well. So there's 5 exterior scene lights. What we really like about those is, number one, at night, if you're in your motorhome and you're out in some desolate area parked and you hear something outside, you can turn that switch on, and without exaggerating, you're going to illuminate 50, 60, maybe 75 yards around the coach. These lights are intense. They also have a low setting, as I showed some customers in Moab. When we're outside playing games in the evening, we can turn it on and illuminate the area. We put them on the passenger side as well, just in the event that you pull alongside the road, you need to walk your dog on that side of the coach, you'd have some lights in the evening. We also installed adjustable alley lights. If you look back by the rear wheel, you'll see we have LED lights on each side, and that just aids you. When you're turning a corner at night or you're backing up, you can turn on them alley lights, and it puts the light in the spot where your rear tires are going to travel, and that's just another nice feature. You know, one thing I like to say about these motorhomes is, you know, if we skimp on amenities or options, it's always a regret. I haven't had a single customer ever call me and say, geez, Chuck, I regret putting extra lights on my motorhome. It just doesn't happen. So we want you to have a regret-free purchase, and that's why, you know, I think that's why a lot of people do business with us is, you know, we've been building tow trucks here in the same location for close to 25 years, and we have a really good knowledge of, you know, trucks and horsepower and how to make a living at night and the things that you need, and lighting is just paramount. In fact, even on my motorhome, we have additional strobe lights mounted on it. So an example, we were coming down the freeway and it was stopped the other day at Salt Lake to a complete stop. I just reached down, hit my strobe lights on, and our motorhome just flashed like a Christmas tree, because I want to try to do all I can to mitigate getting rear-ended if I come to a stop, or, you know, if I pull over on the side of the road on a 2-lane road, I want to be able to have my strobe lights come on. Now, as we go down the passenger side of this motorhome, or what Renegade would call the curbside, you'll see here's the storage compartments, and we're going to walk you through them. In this compartment here, you can see there's a black hose with a yellow fitting, and that's an additional propane deal for connection point. If you have lanterns or a barbecue grill and you want to attach your propane hose directly to it, you sure can right there. This is just an electrical heat sink area. You can see there's a vent at the top of it to help keep the compartment a little bit cooler. You'll also notice the carpeting inside the storage compartment, which is real nice. There's also a power cord connection point right here, so if you want to run your propane hose up in from under the coach, you sure can. And you'll also see there's that convolute tubing. That's a connection point for the remote door opener on this. It's real nice when you get to your destination, you just push your key fob and all of the compartments unlock. You don't have to go around with a key and lock each one. Now, as we move forward, you'll see here is where we've had Renegade installed the RV prep package, and that is, if you want to run a refrigerator, freezer, and we have them in stock, we can install it right here. There's an extra 110 outlet and a 12-volt outlet to run the fridge freezer in there. One of the things that we do is we like to sell you the fridge freezers we have in stock, because a lot of manufacturers out there tend to go with whatever's cheap or whatever's in stock. We're stocking a Dometic fridge freezer combo with Wi-Fi on it, and the reason we do that is so we can sync it to your cell phone, so as you're traveling down the road, you'll be able to monitor the refrigerator or freezer temperature in your storage compartment. I mean, could you imagine having food in there and that refrigerator stop working and you not know it? And so that's why we encourage people to, when you buy your motor from us, let us upfit it here, because we're trying to do the latest in technology. As we look at this front compartment, the big thing we're just pointing out here is the gas strut design, and that's something that we worked closely with Renegade to design a door strut system. 3 or 4 years ago, Renegade didn't offer that door strut. We started building a kit here at our company for our customers, and then working with Renegade, they've adopted that system, and now they include gas struts on their door compartments. Some of the things that we don't show in the videos, because we never know if customers want them, is we offer a shelf package, so we can add an aluminum shelf in there that we make, so that a lot of people like to store their folding tables underneath, and then you can put your folding camp chairs on top. We have lots of brackets. We'll mount your air hoses. We have another package where we'll mount a step ladder and an axe and a shovel. All of these things that I've learned from traveling out here on the road that just make your motorhome a little bit nicer to use, and we'll be glad to do all of that for you prior to your purchase. We've recently had a customer come to us, and we actually went out and purchased the toolkits for them, the same toolkit that I use on my personal motorhome, the storage compartment boxes. We make a special drink holders that go inside of the refrigerator because I got tired of my water bottles falling over. All of that stuff is available to our customers. We don't put them out on the internet because we try to keep a competitive advantage and keep a lot of these things that we're doing exclusive to our customers, especially when it comes to our sound systems. We think we've developed one of the best sound systems out there inside them for driving down the road. We've also now are offering one of the largest video screens available inside the motorhome. Just a lot of things that are just going to really enhance the drivability and the usability of this motorhome. I know I keep talking on and on about our IWS Signature Series, but when we talk privately here, we talk amongst ourselves that most people don't understand how hard we really try to build the best motorhome we can and to not take any shortcuts. When you're spending the amount of money that these motorhomes cost, we feel it's our responsibility to put the best of the best on these motorhomes. And that translates right into the slide awning. Years ago, we didn't used to like to do the lateral arm awning because it just went straight out, and I felt that it didn't do a good job of covering the motorhome in the sun. Well, now that Mirage has come out with a 2-stage awning, you'll notice the last couple years we've been installing it. This is the exact awning that I have on my Renegade Classic. And what's really neat about it is not only does it come out in 2 stages, see how it kind of drops down, really helps shed the water, but when the sun is a little bit lower, it helps to keep the sun off of you. It also has LED lights down the entire lead rail. So, when you're out in the evening and you have your picnic table out, you have nice soft LED lighting on it. And then if you want to ramp up the lighting, you just push the button and turn on our scene lights. We ran this out in the wind to show you that this RV is equipped with auto sensors on it. So if your awning is extended and you walk away and a gust of wind comes up like it did right here, and the awning starts to move back and forth, there's sensors that'll automatically retract the awning, which is just a really nice feature. And we were able to show that today here in Mountain Home as a nice little gust of wind came along right at the perfect time. A lot of the other things to point out is you'll notice there's underneath that scene light on there, there's a vent. Renegade, we asked them to vent the microwave to the outside. Now as we move around to the back of the coach, we're going to really talk about just the brute strength of this motorhome. And that starts here with the towing hitch. As you can see, this hitch is a 30,000 pound rated hitch, and it's just absolutely massive. In fact, you can easily go to 40,000 pounds with the exact same hitch just by changing out the receiver portion of it. But because this motorhome is a single rear axle, we have to derate the hitch to 12,000 pounds. But just to give you an idea, a standard enclosed car trailer, is probably around 3,000 pounds to 4,000 pounds weight. You put a car, even at 12,000 pounds, most people are never even going to get anywhere near that as far as weight capacity. This thing is just massive. You'll also see on the back here, I'm a big fan of just the standard lights. Not a lot of frills. If I have a light go out on the road, I can go to any auto parts house and replace the light. You'll also notice we did a nice rear flush window in the back of this motorhome, and we can do strobe lights in it. There's a lot of things we can do. You'll also see the rear scene light we've installed here so that if you're backing up to a trailer at night, you got extra lights. I mean, we keep repeating ourselves over and over, but we know these things can just make your life so much easier. Now we've moved up into the heart and soul of this motorhome, and that is the power plant. And I'll tell you right now, I just cannot say enough good about this. I personally own a Cascadia 113 with this Detroit DD13 engine. And I'm going to tell you, I am 100% satisfied with it. It's 505 horsepower with 1,850 foot-pounds of torque. This is a true million-mile engine. Cummins is a great engine as well, but right now our customers are speccing the Detroit engine. The drivability is phenomenal on them. The power is just unbelievable. And then when it comes to stopping them, you know, this engine has a full 3-stage Jacobs engine brake. It's unbelievable the compression and the holdback that you can have from this engine. You couple that with air disc brakes and you've got a true winner in this coach. I know I'm going on and on again, and I apologize. I just get very passionate, and I think it's important that consumers are very well informed and educated on the capabilities of these chassis. If you were to build a Class A motorhome like in this same category, you'd probably have a gross combined weight rating of somewhere around 30 or 40,000 pounds. This one has a gross combined weight rating of 70,000 pounds. It's just insane, the capability of these chassis. I think the best way to close this out is just to invite you to come take a look, take a test drive, come meet us, take a tour through our facility, and decide for yourself. I really want to thank you for spending a little time with us today, and hope to see you soon.